Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Darth Digger. This is going to be a playthrough of Star Rupture, and today we're going for the best possible start. So I've got a little over 200 hours in my two different playthroughs of the game, um, and I've learned a lot of things in that time, and I think I want to show them to you. So let's start a new game, and let's go with best stare. No, best start. Single player. We're not going to skip the tutorial, actually. Session name. Oh. Can't have spaces. That's news to me. Okay. So, we're going to be playing as if we're just starting the game. I will play the tutorial. One of the things I found is it doesn't appear that these have any bearing, at least yet. We're still, this is February 2026 as I'm recording this, so we're still in the early access. So it doesn't really matter so much. Now, what I'm going to be showing you is, based on my experience, the best way to set everything up so that you can be the most efficient possible. I will be skipping a few things because, to be honest, there's a lot of building and exploring involved in this game. And that's actually part of the reason why I like it so much. A lot of people are going to tell you that the single rail loop system is the best. I haven't found that to be the case.
S8466, reporting for duty.
You're going to get different, so far as I can tell, the only differences in the different characters is voice. They all seem to do exactly the same things exactly the same way. Now, when you first come in, you can check your inventory. You've got nothing to start off with, but these personal storage will both have food. Those are useful when you first start out, but that's pretty much it. You've just used the regeneration chamber. You can go back and take a look at... I thought you could change. After dying, you'll respawn. Yeah, okay. Oh well. And then we can come up here, and there is a bunch of flavor text. Basically, you're a convict, and you've been sent here for your penalization. The basic item printer is something you'll use a little bit, but to be honest, the most important thing is to get things automated as quickly as possible. So we will actually come back here. The most important thing to start building right now is the construction material. Everything else is made from that construction material. So,
Welcome to Arcadia 7 in the Rupture system. The goal of this training is to teach you to effectively acquire and produce goods for our clients. However, we'll begin with something simpler. Arcadia is often bombarded by meteorites, which are rich in resources. You have been equipped with a tool to acquire them. Use it to extract what's most valuable in the meteorite.
so you can bring your tool up just by pulling up on your mouse button or rotating your mouse wheel up and down. If you hold R, you'll put it away. And if you hit the number 1, you will also bring it up. So, as she said, there's really 3 different ways to get minerals. Probably one of the most important things to start off with are these big meteorites. You'll see there's 3 of them dotted around the landscape right here. So you're going to get a couple of different things from these. You're going to get titanium. You're going to get wolfram, which are 2 of your basic building materials. You can also get helium and calcium from them. But by far the most important thing that you're going to get from them is a meteorite heart. That meteorite heart is what you need in order to build any of your base cores. Your base cores are essential to building your base. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to do pretty quickly is come down here and collect these hydro bulbs. You can sprint by holding down the left shift button as you're holding down the W key. Now in the tutorial, they're not going to let you go too far, but they will give you a little bit of room to run around in. The food that you get here, to be honest, polyfruit is the other one that you really, really need. To be honest, this is really all I eat in my main playthrough. So far, the general food that you can make, and there are ways to make better foods that do different things, but in general, those foods are not as efficient as just eating the raw polyfruit and hydro bulbs. That is by far enough to keep you alive as you're playing. Now, the second way to get resources is by mining them off of the ground here. You can get extra resources from these smaller meteorites, and here's the helium meteorite. You will also find calcium meteorites around different places. And again, to be honest, you're only going to really mine those smaller meteorites now, at this point in your playthrough. You won't really be ever wanting to get those again. In general, what you're going to find is you use 5 to possibly 6 hydro bulbs and polyfruit per day. And I say day in quotes because every time the Star Rupture... Oh, by the way, I'm going to drop the helium because we don't need the helium right now. And all it's doing is taking up space in our inventory. So a day in Star Rupture is going to be 1 cycle of the star exploding. This is another thing that is kind of important, but I'm not going to really take it just yet. To be honest, the only real use I found for star tiers so far has been in food production, and the food production just doesn't... It doesn't seem useful to me. So the third way that you're going to be able to get materials is by mining these nodes. Now, there's several different types of nodes. You'll notice right now I am, as I'm mining this, interesting, I'm only getting 1 per... I thought that worked. So there are different levels of resource nodes. There's basically... so this is a mechanic of your mining tool, is that it will overheat after a while. So this is actually a level 2, or I think an intermediate resource, and the lower ones are level 1s. And then the same goes with the wolfram. Basically, the cleaner and nicer it looks, and generally the higher up, at least for the titanium that it is, the better that it is. The more it will produce. I believe when you finally put an ore extractor down on this, it's going to produce 1 per 2 seconds for a level 1 node, 2 per 2 seconds for a level 2 node, and I believe it's 4 per 2 seconds for a level 3 node. I'll be honest with you, in all of my other playthroughs, I've never tapped a level 3 node. So honestly, for the first day, all I'm going to do is, well, maybe not for the whole first day, but also you don't have to wait for the tool to overheat. You can hit R, reload essentially, which will cause it to dissipate the heat for itself. Also, it will dissipate heat on its own just as you're standing around. So I'll use this up to 2 bars worth, and then I'm going to run back to the printer, and I'm going to print construction materials because I can't build anything else without construction materials. And very quickly, you're going to create a basic printer in your actual base outside. So this basic printer is going to become irrelevant very, very quickly. But, so there you go. And we are going to make the maximum that we can here, which is 650. Now, here comes your first most important decision that you've got to make. And that is where to put your first base core. So there is a mechanic that most people will know in this game where if you start upgrading your base cores, or when you start upgrading your base cores, there are bugs on this planet which will start coming out to attack your base in a sort of a wave defense kind of a situation. Once you've upgraded the first time, so the wave 1 or the level 1 wave attack will come out every 3 days, Star Rupture days. But what I've chosen to do on most of my playthroughs is to build multiple base cores rather than start upgrading the first base core until I get to a position where I've got automated defenses, and then I can handle those waves a lot easier. Now, in order to do that, you've got to pick your first location carefully. So you can see we've got titanium here. You can see we've got wolfram here. Off in the distance, you'll see another arch that looks exactly like this one. That's more wolfram over there. And off in the distance over there, you'll see another set of arches. That's more wolfram there. Way back in the back, you'll see more titanium. And if you come over to the left here, it's hard to see through the fog, but that's more titanium right there. There is also calcium right here. And there is more calcium just over this hill here, but I've never picked it up. And I'll be honest, I think the way that I'm going to set this particular playthrough up, I don't know that I'm going to be using many of these or any of these other nodes at all. See, what I plan to do is to create a highway system, essentially, so that every single one of my components has its own rail that it is moving on. this game follows a pull system, a pull and a rail system. And the rails are essentially just roads. Anything can go on those roads. And they're kind of dumb roads, but they're one-way roads. They're all one-way roads. So when something calls for a material, so if one of your constructors calls for a material, it will search to the closest place that that material is available, whether that's an extractor or whether that is a storage unit that's hooked up to the rail system. It will go to whatever that closest source is, and it will request one. And then it will look again, go to the closest place that it's available, and request one. And then it'll keep doing that until it's requested enough to fill itself. Now, if you're doing this in a constructor, as soon as the constructor starts making new things, it will decrement its inventory. And its inventory consists of everything that's inside it right now and everything that is currently on the rails that it's asked for. And it will never go over its maximum capacity. So if you have 50 of this component out on the rails and 50 in the unit itself, it will not ask for any more until it finishes processing one item, and therefore it's got room to ask for one more. It'll go out and ask for one more and put one more on the rails. So you've got to keep that in mind as you build these things. Now, your base cores are going to have an area where they will cover. And you can see that area is the blue lines, and you can see the blue lines are moving as I move this around. You see how the blue line gets further away and closer? Now, having done this on multiple playthroughs already, I have come to the conclusion that the best location for this base core is right about here. It's kind of in line with really kind of just on top of this rock, to be honest. And you want to put it as high as you possibly can, because the intent, and I'm actually going to move it out just, it does get a little finicky. There we go. Can I get it one more out? Yeah, I'm going to put it out here, I think.
You'll need building materials to build the rest of the base. You can create them with the printer in your lander, but gather the necessary components first. Use the harvester to extract them, just like you did with the meteorite.
Okay, now we can just use this to see the extent of where we can build. You see those white lines there? That is where we can build. And you'll notice I can't build another base core inside this area, but as soon as I get there, as soon as I get outside that area, see, can't build, can build, right there. So as soon as I'm into that white line, I can build another base core. I'm not going to just yet. Eventually, I'm going to want to get this Wolfram and the other one that's down there. Or I may or may not, I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. But right now, the only things I really want are okay. Oh, according to the tutorial, I have to find and collect wolfram ore and titanium ore right now. So we'll take a second and collect our 12 wolfram and 12 titanium. It's probably then going to send us back to the... Oh, no. I've already used the basic item printer, so it's not going to send me back there. Well, look, we're at 11. 11 overheats the device. Okay, so that's 12 there. And you'll notice I got 2 bars on the extractor, and it just went down 1, and it just went down the second one. So now we'll get our 12 titanium. I could have satisfied that if I had gotten this far before I was collecting the ore that I needed.
Can I ask a question?
Of course. As your assistant, I will answer all of your questions.
Why did Claywood send someone with military experience to mine minerals?
The Claywood Corporation spares no expense to ensure its workers are safe during their mission.
I understand that, but wouldn't it make more sense to send someone who's familiar with workplace safety and broad survival skills? My expertise is limited mostly to combat.
We are aware. Mr. Claywood has carefully studied all of your histories. You will have a chance to prove your worth. Everything's ready. Now, build the habitat that will protect your sleeve from Arcadia's dangers. Remember that your body is also a Claywood corporate investment. So, it would be good to create a comfortable place for it.
So, the premise of this game is actually quite interesting. Everyone's consciousness has been printed onto a chip, and those chips need bodies called sleeves. To be honest, very similar. There was a TV show. I think it was an Amazon TV show called Altered Carbon that had exactly the same premise, which is, I find, fascinating. So the question now is, will this... Okay. So we're going to have to build this down here for the moment, but we're going to get rid of it later, and we're going to move it up, because the level of this is going to be the level of our floor, and our floor is going to cover this entire valley eventually. So we created, so if you hit the B button, this is how you get to your building menu. So we created 2 of the 3 things that she wanted. We'll just create that last one right now.
Now build a corporate terminal. That will allow you to complete assignments for different companies, which will in turn give you access to new buildings.
Now, we are going to need to place and replace our rails probably multiple times here. I am led to understand that in a 3-rail multi-rail system, you need 16 posts of triple rails in order to make this work. If you get up to 5-rail posts, you can make it smaller, but I'm going to try holding this to 16 to see how it works, because I've come to the unassailable conclusion that you absolutely have to have dedicated rails for every single item if you don't want jams. I've tried a dozen different ways to make this work, and I always get jams, and sometimes they're jams that just can't be cleared. So you really want to do your best to stay away from those. All right, so let's check and see what they want. They want titanium ore. Everything in this game is run by corporations. So what you're going to do is Oh, I need to claim my level 1 rewards first. Hold on. So, yeah. So you come in. Oh, this is the training corporation. So you claim your level 1 rewards, and then you'll be able to build a cargo launcher, a solar generator, and basic platforms.
The last reward was free, but you'll have to work for the next one. Send us some titanium.
How am I supposed to send what I've gathered back to Earth?
The same way you got here, but in reverse. Look up at the sky. Once you build an orbital cargo launcher, it will send supplies right through that rift. It will cover light years in seconds.
A lot of the things that this girl says are hilarious, to be honest. Okay. So let's go back out. I think we should be able to... where are we at? Down at the bottom here. Oh, I don't quite have my secondary rows yet. But... Huh. So this is a little tricky. So there are two ways to place things down. You can place them one at a time using the right mouse button, or excuse me, the left mouse button. And then you can place another one, and you can do that one at a time. But the other way that you can possibly do it is by right-clicking and dragging. But to be honest, it's quite finicky on what it can and cannot do in that case. Now I'm going to hit F, and I am going to deconstruct this entire thing. I get all of my materials back when I deconstruct that, because what I'm going to do is... Oh, shoot. Look at that. Well, I guess it was not worth it to do that just yet. I mean, I can put it out here. 2, 3. I wonder if I can... Yeah, no, it just does not like... It does not like doing multiples. Not when we're below. If I was up above, it might be a little easier. Okay, so that's not in contact with the ground yet, so I'm not going to be able to do that just yet. I wonder. Have I got stairs? Yeah, I've got stairs. Okay. Let me just get up to the top there. We'll hit F. And now we will build this again. It generally has been my experience that it's a lot easier to do the multi-select. Interesting, colliding with something. Oftentimes, it will collide with things that are on the ground that can't or shouldn't be moved. And then sometimes it just gets stupid finicky. All right, so that's going to be the start of our platform. I don't think I'm going to do much more than this because, as I said before, we're going to be building and rebuilding this several times. Now, here comes the most basic and most critical component of this game, and that is the gathering of resources and the cargo launcher. Oh yes, and also power. So everything needs power. Power is transferred either through a physical connection of the pads that you're standing on. Hit B, and let's see. So power can be transferred through any and all of these, and basically anything on this tab will transfer power. And I believe anything on this tab will transfer power too, although we don't have the rails just yet. We need to build a power unit. So let's go to power. We'll get a solar generator. Eventually, we're going to want to replace these solar generators with better ones. But for now, that's what we've got. Now we need to select the mission in the OCL. The way I'm going to start this out is I'm going to do my 16 lines this way. It is going to cover over this this lake here, which is not ideal, but there is another bigger lake. You can just see it down there, which we can use for the time being. As we get bigger and bigger, and we build close to things, things stop regenerating. Like the food will stop regenerating. Okay, so that's telling me it's unstable. Let me just see. Okay. Yeah, so this is part of the finicky piece about it. So if I put this here, it's green. And I can put it there. But if I take it out and I try to build it again, oh, well, that didn't work. There we go. If I try to build it again, it shows as green. I wonder, yeah, see. But as soon as I hit my right mouse button, even though you saw that I can build on both of those squares, they were green, it won't let me. So, bit of a bug on the dev's part. Not, to be honest, the worst bug in the world. There are other things that you can do. I have to go back up. And in fact, this is one of the building techniques that is actually pretty important. So one of the things that you can do is take your platform and go out 4, and then see if you can put, yes, put another one. So this is how you really should build your entire base structure. You want 4 platforms and 1 supported platform. This is going to allow you the most versatility, and it's going to leave room underneath. And it's actually kind of important that you leave room underneath. And I'll show you why later. Now let's see if I can get my hab. I can't. Okay, perfect. I can get my hab right there, which is good. Let's put another airlock in there. So this is where we're going to leave the hab for the time being. I don't want another airlock. I want a corporate terminal. Okay, and I believe I just built my orbital launcher out there, didn't I? If I didn't, I need to. 1 orbital launcher. And you always want to look at the direction that it's coming in at. So, did I pick this? Okay. So, if I want ore excavators, rails, and rail supports, I need training level 2. So I come back out here, and I pick Training Corporation level 2. And I don't know how many they want, but I'm going to give them 41 for now.
Your reputation will increase, which will unlock
And I still have insufficient power. So let's put another power generator there. I'm going to... actually, you know what I should do? Yeah, I'm going to do this. Oh, I did have one there. Okay, I'm going to leave that other one back there. And I'm going to put another power generator right there. Do I have sufficient power now? Oh, and it's too low. Okay, it is now working. And I don't know exactly...
shipment has arrived.
There you go.
Have proven you're useful, which means the corporation trusts you a little bit more. You've acquired new schematics. Go ahead, claim your reward. We've just unlocked new building schematics for you. Can you guess what they're for?
I assume they are industrial machines, making the mission easier somehow.
And how would they do that?
In any way you decide, you're the one giving orders here. I assume I'll find out in a second.
We'll automate the production process.
That's funny. Okay, I'm going to actually take this down again. And I'm going to fill that in. Ta-da. Okay, so I need to build an ore excavator. I'm going to build this one. So I'm actually going to build it. You can rotate these with the R button. I only really need one right now. Yeah, so all that's doing is telling you what I told you before. I don't know. Do I need one or do I want to do... You know what? I'm going to try and do... I'm going to try and do it a little faster here. And for the moment, I'm not really going to make this part of my system proper just yet. So all I'm really going to do is I'll put a rail here. And then I will connect that rail. I believe that'll give me the power. Yeah, that gives me the power. Okay. So if I connect this to that.
Materials are being extracted automatically. You'll have more time to build out your base.
I have a question. Why didn't you install all available building schematics for me from the start? That would speed up my work even more.
All of the machines made available to you during your mission are delicate and extremely expensive. They are also bound by NDAs and patents. None of the companies working with the claimed corporation have granted permission to give you everything right away. You need to prove you are worthy of using the more advanced equipment.
But I already signed the NDA.
This will be best explained by the words of Annika Fisher, the CEO of Future Health Solutions, one of our partners. Playing recording.
There's no way I'm giving those degenerates my pass. They don't care about the law or intellectual property. But if it becomes necessary and they actually deserve it, then
All right. So we've run out of construction materials. That's going to happen a lot until we get our first construction material fabricator set up. So that's probably going to be one of the most important first steps to this. And the other thing, if I hadn't made this clear already, the other thing to keep in mind is don't get too attached to any of your buildings, because you lose nothing by taking your buildings down and putting them back up. So if you need to do things temporarily in order to be working towards your final setup. Oh, I came all the way back here. I didn't even need to. I have a basic item printer in my habitat. That was stupid. Sometimes I do things kind of automatically. Okay, I need more power, I believe. One of the things, so you've got a double jump. You can get hurt by falling too far, but if you fall a long distance and then you tap your jump button just before you hit the ground, you will do your double jump, which will stop you from getting hurt. Now, if you press E, you can see how much you're generating. So this particular one generates 10. We're using 25, and we have 30 in the grid. So I'm going to actually make one more. And I'm doing them around my base. You know what? I'm going to make another one, I think. So I've got 113 construction materials left. And what does this cost? Oh, the other thing you're going to notice is your core overheat level. So you'll notice that this unupgraded base core can handle 43 heat units. Excuse me, 1,000 heat units, and currently I have 43. So everything that you put inside of one of these contributes to your heat units. All right. Wondering why this isn't pulling ore. Is that all it needed? Oh, that's all it needed. It only pulled what it needed.
Now build the analyzer and research some local flora with it.
So let's build my basic item printer again, since I got rid of it. And we will build an analyzer beside that. Oh, I need to take my analyzer and build my analyzing station. Analyze a plant. So I'm going to split off just one of these and analyze that just so that I can...
Enough plants. Send the data to our scientists and claim your reward. In the future, you will need to decide which corporations you want to share your research with. The data from Arcadia is so valuable that companies prefer to keep it to themselves and will appreciate it when you choose them. Once you research enough plants, send the data to our scientists and claim your reward. In the future, you will need to decide which corporations you want to share your research with. The data from Arcadia is so valuable that companies prefer to keep it to themselves and will appreciate it when you choose them.
Okay, so let's split off 5 from each of these. I think that would be enough to satisfy this. Yeah.
Let's send this.
So you do that by leveling up here. So that what that's going to do is it's going to use your data points in order to level you up. I would not suggest doing this
It's time for the final stage of
in the future.
military training. Raw materials aren't very useful to corporations, since they need to produce something with them anyway. Use the buildings you have available and automate the production of the more valuable items.
Why can't they process them themselves? They have factories across the entire solar system.
This will be best explained by a private conversation recorded between 2 executives at the Griffiths Military Corporation.
So you're telling me all of the tax laws only apply to the solar system?
Wrong. The mining tax, the cosmic fees, deductions from extraterrestrial income, the cost of insuring sensitive cargo, legally none of that applies to us. They can't even hit us with tariffs. It's free money, man.
I don't know why I asked.
All right, so what I need to do: deconstruct the rail, build a smelter. Okay. I'm going to guess that you just need to deconstruct one rail. It doesn't matter what. Yeah. I need to put that rail back. Actually, you know what? I don't really need... Oh, I do need to put that rail back. Nah, doesn't matter. I'll be taking that rail out again. Oh, it does matter. And actually, I'm going to deconstruct both of these. And now I'm going to put in my smelter. And again, these will be moving, so you don't really need to... oh, smelter, there we go. You don't really need to worry too much about them. Got 153 left. At the beginning, until you finally get everything up and running, you don't really want to try to build too far ahead. Now, this is when things will start to become a little easier, because this one is actually going to stockpile 100 titanium ore and 100 titanium bars. And it will also send out... Let's put a orbital cargo launcher. It will also send out to the training corporation. So each titanium bar that you send out now is going to be worth 5 points.
We're nearing the end of our training. Please answer the following questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious does being incinerated make you feel?
I think of worse ways to go. 6.
Understood. On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of a rock pits about a meter in diameter?
These questions are starting to worry me.
There's no need. Questions never killed anyone.
Oh, man. So, the other thing that I want to try and start up as quickly as possible is... Can I get another excavator? Oh, I need 80 to get another excavator. So, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to mine some more wolfram. while that's working over there. I could put multiples in and it would go faster. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure it's useful right now. Having more than one cargo launcher launching anything is absolutely going to make it go faster, but there is always a limit to how much you can, or how many of those orbital cargo launchers you can feed with a single input or output, whatever you call it. And you've got to ask yourself the question: is it more useful to me to spend my time doing something else? I'm going to take that 100 right there. I've only got 25 of the Wolfram ore, but it'll help me. Is it more useful for me to spend my time doing something else than it is to collect all the materials necessary to build, 5 or 6 of those, and then put up the 5 or 6 different ones, things that you need to feed it? All right. So the next one, we're going to get different platform modules and advanced platforms. Advanced platforms is really the big thing that we need. The rest of this is kind of cosmetic stuff. It's nice.
This is the end of your
And it really just helps you personalize
Remember that
things.
Arcadia 7 is a dangerous place, and a person will spend their entire life, or lives rather, learning from it. Stay alert, gather information, and don't worry. I'm always by your side, watching your every move.
Is that a threat?
It's for your own safety. I will now remove the introductory training restrictions. Location barrier disabled. Sedative injector disconnected. Communications channel active. Awakening other crew members. Ready. The Claywood Corporation.
Sedative injector?
Have a wonderful adventure and quickly pay off your debt. Good luck.
Wow.
Testing comms. Testing.
What was that?
Oh, don't worry. It's only PO212, one of your colleagues. You're connected via audio, even when they're not currently active.
When they're not active?
The human brain can't go on for too long without stimulation. When sleeves are sleeping in the regeneration chamber, they get a constant audio and video feed of everything you do. They can also communicate with you. You'll also get this opportunity.
Everything I do?
Relax. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
Everything I do. All right. So I don't think we have storage units just yet. No, we still have cargo launchers. So one of the next things we're really kind of interested in getting to is storage units. So now we can see what everybody wants. Future Health Solutions wants Wolfram bars. Selena Corporation wants titanium bars. So let's just choose that one for now, and we'll get that running. Honestly, it doesn't terribly much matter. I am going to put the next cargo launcher right beside this one, just so that it shares power. So we can have Wolfram bars here. Griffiths is going to want titanium. So basically everybody wants Wolfram and titanium right now. So we can start with that. Now, eventually, we're not going to be... why can't the building be placed? Oh, I do this all the time. You probably saw that as I was setting it down, but I need to turn this around. There we go. Connect it by connecting it here, I give it power. And we make wolfram bars. Now our lives get a lot easier. Oh! Okay. So, the other thing that happened, let's sort this. The other thing that happened, and I didn't even notice as it did, we got a bunch of LEM modules. We can talk about LEM modules later. They are very important, but I would keep them for now. Supporter introductory data. So this has got to be because of the package that I bought. You may or may not get this in yours. Oh, I'm going to drop this. Don't need that. I'm going to use it. It's going to give me, looks like 2,000 or maybe 2,000 per data points, which is important. 50 quartz ore, very important. You want to hang on to that. We've got 12 meteorite hearts. I don't think I've mined 12 meteors, so that's really useful. 150 war bonds. You definitely want to keep those. And then these two foods are going to come in very handy later. So since we've got so much food, or sorry, construction material available, let's set down the other ore extractors and just get our initial.
E4101, you look like you're a magnet for trouble.
I won't pretend I'm a saint. I've helped smuggle this and that in my time for those in need.
People like you don't understand order. You just cause more problems for everyone else.
And you always followed orders and ended up in the exact same place as I did. I'd rather not follow anyone and be free.
You know nothing about me.
The oh Lord, the interactions between these people are kind of priceless sometimes. Okay, let's try this again. Smelter. Again, these initial placements are all just temporary, very temporary. But the one thing that you do want to make sure that you do is that one going? No, that one's not going out yet. You want to make sure that you are transferring your electricity. In fact, to be honest, I should be running out of electricity soon. I may have to put more electricity generation down. So the reason I'm doing it like this is to try to make sure that the electricity transfers. And something else that you're going to see is, so right now there are two different types of rail connectors. There's a few more that are going to come in. The one that I like the most is the four-way splitter, because it's the easiest to do other things with. And it's actually quite versatile. So you can see the floor level there, and that'll become important when we're over on our actual base. But you can set that floor level at just about any height. I'm going to set it as high as possible. Now, if you press down on the middle mouse button and then you look up now, you'll notice I can move around now and it's not moving on me. If you now scroll that middle mouse button up and down, you can actually change the height of the pole inside. I am always going to keep all of my poles at maximum height unless something specific needs to happen. And we'll talk about that later. So, I mean, it wasn't really necessary here, but let's put another smelter down. The rails are actually reasonably good at... Oh. Building can't be placed. Interesting. Why not? All right. Just as I was about to say, the buildings, the rails are actually reasonably good. Oh, I bet you I know exactly why. I bet you I had it turned around the wrong way again. Can't tell you how many times I've done that. There you go. More titanium bars. Now, this should now turn everything on. Yeah, and it all went red, which means that I need more power. So one of the next, there's a lot of important things here now, but one of the next important things is to start getting better power. You want to be working towards wind turbines kind of as quickly as possible. And you'll notice...
I don't get it, Sam. What's so interesting in beetles or flowers?
They're part of the world we live in and are inextricably connected to it. We wouldn't exist without beetles or flowers.
We wouldn't exist without fundamental forces. Beetles and flowers can be easily replaced with automated systems. You can't replace electromagnetism.
You'd really want to live in a world without plants?
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay, so this one is Selenium Corporation here. That's Future Health. I think we're doing that over there. Griffiths Blue. Now we can start on. We'll have to do Moon Energy over there. Oh. All right. So I don't need that. So what I really need is 2 more. Now, where am I going to put these? Can I put 2? One of the things I may do when I finally get everything set up correctly is I may actually leave the smelters down here. Because there's only one thing in the game that uses unsmelted materials, and that is the construction materials itself. And the construction materials are critically important, but okay, I'm going to put it right up to here, I think. There we go. And then I'll do the same thing here. Make Wolfram bars. Wolfram bars. And then I'll put the 2 cargo launchers over here. And again, no, I already had it. Look at that. And again, the placement of these aren't important at all yet. Because I am absolutely going to be getting rid of these. And I have run out of power again. This is why it is critical to get power as quickly as possible. New power, wind power, wind turbines. Now, the reason I'm keeping all of this kind of in line with my hab here. Oh, I'm out of materials. Or almost out of materials. Is that I intend to put my 16 rail lines down this side and then push my production out that way. And I'm going to run that all the way down this valley here to the very far end. And I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to come back. And I'm going to try and keep everything as neat and tidy as possible. So
you were a soldier?
That's right.
Then I have a question. How can you sleep knowing everything you had to do in the name of the IRO?
I don't sleep too well. But not because of the orders I carried out, but because of the ones I didn't.
So even after your sentencing, you're still on their side?
No. I'm on our side. All of us. The side of peace.
We are not going to be friends.
oh man, that interaction just, it hurts me to my core. Anybody who's watched my channel for a while knows I'm a former soldier, and that just bothers me. Interesting. Why is only one of these working? All of these should be going up now. What's going on? Did I not set them? I didn't set them. So I've got titanium coming into here. One titanium, Griffiths Blue. I need titanium for Griffiths Blue. Choose. Oh, well that would be why. That's not titanium. All right. So future health solutions then. There we go. So this one does have titanium coming into it. And that would be Griffiths Blue. There we go. And then these two are Wolfram. Okay. So now we have all four of those coming in at the same time. We can also, which is quite important, go here and steal 100 out of there. It's not going to hurt production, like, at all. Here's 3. Oh, that's the third one. I'm going to steal every bit of 300 that I can.
I think I can use this.
And I've already got 100, so I'm going to steal 200 more. Oh, output full. Yeah, it's overwhelming it. Okay. Because I'm now going to go back. I probably don't need to do this as much because I got that extra bonus. But we're going to build as many building materials as we can. So that gives us almost 3,000 building materials. Hopefully that's the last time I'm going to have to build them by hand. I am going to drop this. Anything that you drop on the ground outside is going to disappear after each Star Rupture. And figuring out the Star Rupture is important. So essentially, obviously that's the star. Once it's ruptured and it's in its regenerating phase, you notice these red lines, this fire essentially that's coming out. That will retreat back in on the star, and then as time goes by, those red lines will get further and further across the sky. If you can look this way and you can see red lines, it's time to start heading for shelter now, because you absolutely will get incinerated. So while all of that is happening now, I'm going to start, since we've got all of our poles, platforms unlocked now. We're going to start building our platforms. And remember what I said. You want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you'll notice that that's red. That's not a problem anymore. So if you notice that that's red, you're going to want to scroll your mouse wheel down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to go in and grab a pillar support. And then you're going to put that on top. And now you can place a platform on top of that. And you can build on top of it. So if I do the same thing here, it's going to get worse as it goes down. So what I generally like to do is I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I like to take out the intervening ones. You always want 4 in between. And then we'll do the same thing over here. And the other way that you can do this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that you've got supports, you can fill in the intervening sections, and you've got not only do you have a platform up top, but you actually have space underneath, and you can build in this space underneath. And what I tend to put in this space underneath is core enhancers.
I heard you've got 3 doctorates.
It's true.
What for?
What for what?
What do you need 3 scientific titles for? Wouldn't you have rather focused on your work?
I see you're not familiar with the world of academia. Doctorates open many doors. They increase the probability my publications will get quoted, and I have access to a broader spectrum of theoretical knowledge. Plus, I did them all at once.
I prefer practice over theory.
And that's why you ended up as someone who does the dirty work.
I'll remind you that you're also here on this planet doing the same thing as me.
But with a completely different mentality.
Oh, man. Okay, now the other important thing to note is how high that you can build. So if I start with a pillar support here, I can go 1, 2, 3 high, and it turns yellow and it says building is not stable. If, however, I start with a capped pillar, I can then build 3 more on top of that and put a cap on top of that. But here's the other thing. If I start with a regular pillar and put a cap on top of it, I can't put anything on top of that once it's down. So the highest that you're going to be able to build is 4 high, and put a cap on top. Now, we didn't go up that high because there are going to be spots down there. You see how that valley goes down? We want to essentially cover this entire valley in floor. So that's funny. So this one's getting its stability now because of that that connection that's right there. But if you take the bottom one out, everything goes with it. All right. So I believe we got at least one new thing here. So yeah, the Selenium Corporation gave us our fabricator. Fabricator is important because you see on the right-hand side there, that's all of the things that you can make in a fabricator. And that's great for us because it gives us the most important thing at this point, and that is automatically generating our basic building materials. Now, we only really need the one. So we're going to go out and we're going to make that. And what does Selenium Corporation want now? So Selenium Corporation wants titanium rods or titanium bars. If I give it titanium rods, it's going to give me 5 points per rod. But I'm already set up for titanium bars. I think it's bars. Yeah, I'm already set up for titanium bars. So why not just leave it? Now, the other really good thing that we did back here, at least in this case, was we left one available titanium. So if I now build our fabricator, can I put it here? I can. Colliding with another building. It's colliding with that rail above it. So if I just right click and I drop this down a little bit, I'll be able to get that. Now, I did make a mistake here though, in that I didn't use one of these pillars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to put that back there and this back here.
How should I address you?
Sergeant is fine.
You can call me Doctor.
B1690 has a doctorate too.
Yes, but I have more.
And oh, I gotta unlock basic building materials. Okay, so what I can do is start making, I suppose I'll make titanium rods here. And again, all of this is going to be removed and put up top. I really just need to get those building blocks started. Let's do... from wire, and insufficient power again. So from now on, everything that I'm going to be doing is going to be towards getting building blocks unlocked and getting our floor set up. So I am going to spare you those details, and I am going to pause the recording until I get that done. And then I will come back. Okay, so I've got some of this done. I'm going to leave the rest for the next episode, but I just got a warning that there's increased Ruptura activity. That means that there is 2 minutes until the star explodes and it incinerates everything that's down here. And if you take a look, you can see that the fire is starting to really run across the sky. So that's how you know. If you keep an eye on the sky, you know that you are just about out of time at this point. So literally in less than 2 minutes, it's going to explode. And I'm going to leave it there for this first episode. We'll take a look. I'll finish doing the work out here, making the platform, and we'll take a look on the next episode of exactly what we do there. Oh, look at that. So on that note, as things go haywire outside, I will say goodbye, and I will see you on the next one. Ooh. Bye, guys.